There are pains we gotta follow, there are pains we cannot run when we're looking down the barrel of a gun. It is not about surviving, either living or you're dying. Stand your ground and never ever be afraid, 'cause we are one. 'Cause we are one. So break your chains, take your ground, make some noise and get around, 'cause we are one. Yeah, we are one. We stand united. Whoa, united. Together rise and fall, 'cause it's all for one, one for all. Yeah, it's all for one. And we will stand our ground.
Welcome to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020. This weekend, it's all about the North American female Counter-Strike scene after last weekend's triumphant victory by Originum in the EU event. My name is Frankie Ward, and I'm absolutely delighted to invite two analysts to my desk, my virtual desk, I guess you could say, because unfortunately, of course, we're all split across different corners of the globe. We've got Potter and our newest analyst, we've got Vilga, Skyping in or calling in from Moscow. Vilga, how are you over there?
Hi, completely fine. Just in the middle of Moscow, 30 minutes to Kremlin. How about you?
I'm good. I'm just surrounded by walls right now. I don't really venture outside of them very often, but it's kind of the highlight of my month, really, getting to do this, because I get to see your faces and Potter's, of course, and behind her normally is her dog Timo, which is the highlight of anyone's day, quite honestly. Potter, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm fantastic. I'm ready to get the show started. I'm excited finally for North American female Counter-Strike. Last week we saw some, I think, dominant performances coming out of a lot of the ladies over on the Europe side of things. I think we're going to see something similar here in North America as well.
Vilga, how did you find competing last weekend with Galaxy Racer Esports?
Oh man, that was stressful. Oh my god, that was stressful whole weekend. I couldn't find my own game. Like, I just couldn't, I was so much focused on IGLing, so I just couldn't find my own game. And maybe that was the reason we lost.
Well,
who knows?
Don't take it upon yourself. I mean,
no, of course not.
Yeah.
Originum played really well. Like, they deserve this victory.
Well, it was a fantastic tournament. It was so great to see the two of you guys facing off a couple of times, in fact, of course, in the upper bracket final and the final itself. In terms of being on the analyst desk, though, would you rather be competing or with us?
I mean, no matter how much I love you guys, you're making this company for me today, but my heart is all in competitive CS.
It's fine.
Hopefully, I'll play a few more years.
We're going to convert you over the course of these 3 days, I swear. Because Potter, she came over to the dark side of esports broadcasting. I mean, Potter, are you excited about seeing what the US scene currently has to offer, given that you are a legend of North American Counter-Strike?
I'm so excited. I mean, as you mentioned, I have a lot of past teammates over in North America. I have a past teammate here to my right here in Vilga. I mean, this is a really exciting weekend for me. It's like kind of nostalgic. It's bringing back all these memories. It's making me kind of jump in the server again and maybe headshot a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of players that have been around the scene, have been winning for quite some time. Seals you red. I expect them to hopefully show a dominant performance. I mean, I think on paper, they're looking like they should absolutely be the favorite to win this entire thing. So, I mean, I think we're going to have an exciting weekend for sure.
I need to ask about you two playing with each other. Give me the information, give me the context. When was this? What happened?
Well, when was it? In 2018, we were playing
18.
under Dubai organization called Res Gaming. We were playing together only for 6 months. We lost everything we played at.
Should I have not asked about this then?
We enjoyed playing together, that's for sure. I love Potter. She's such a strong person. She's such a good player as well. I'm really happy to see her, like evolving into esports as an analyst and a caster.
Well, I am delighted to have both of you here. And I'm also delighted to say that we've got fantastic sponsors supporting this event, making sure it all happens. They are, of course, Monster and Monster Studios, which is our base of operations in Stockholm for this weekend's event and, of course, last weekend's as well. But Potter, do you want to remind us of what happened in last weekend's tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like so long ago, but it was actually just a week ago. We saw the European ladies just hashing it out. There was a lot of high expectations. We saw a lot of new teams, a lot of new players. There was a Polish team, an Arcade Wave, high expectations for them coming in. So it was good to see that there was a solid 6 teams just competing neck and neck. A lot of the matches actually came close. I think we only had one series that was kind of a blowout. So it was really nice to see the competition being neck and neck. But I gotta say, Originum, they were almost a little bit out of reach for a lot of these ladies. I mean, they just looked so dominant, and they showed up. They didn't lose a single match last weekend. So they certainly had a good tournament, a good weekend for themselves as well.
Well, that brings us to our topic of the day. We want to discuss the differences between the North American and European scenes. As you just mentioned, Potter, Originum completely dominant last weekend. But who's to say if they were up against CLG Red, if they would have won? Because, of course, that was our grand final in Valencia last year. So, Potter, what's your assessment of the NA scene at the moment?
Oh man, this one's tough. This one's really tough for me because in North America, I think we've always had a bit more of an issue with the lack of players that are taking it to the next level and trying to become competitive, become relevant in ESTA Opens, in ESTA IMs. And, when I'm jumping in a public server in like a retake, I run into women all the time who seem to be pretty competitive, who seem to be pretty talented, but they don't necessarily take it to that next level and look for a team, look for a group of players that they want to go through the ranks through and try to make it as far as they can. So that's definitely been a huge problem. It's slim pickings out there, Frankie. It's absolutely slim pickings. So I think we're absolutely seeing that in even the qualifier signups and even the quality of the teams I think that we're going to see this weekend. There's a huge disparity. We just got to be honest. Like CLG Red and Dig are way up here. They're like the tier 1 of female North American Counter-Strike. Then we have everyone kind of in between, kind of a lot of mixes, a lot of pugs. So I think we're going to have a huge variety of Counter-Strike this weekend.
Vilga, what do you think are the barriers to women taking their Counter-Strike careers to the next level and actually making it their aim to be a professional player?
Well, I think the biggest problem the females encounter every day is toxicity of the other players on the server. Even every time I join the server right now, if it's a mix, it would be always someone who will write something about my sex, who would write something about my game. No matter how I play, no matter how I communicate, I always try my best. But every time there would be this guy, And I think, what can I say to these people? Just be more patient, You're the one who is always complaining about female players not playing on the same level with the guys. But at the same time, you're the people who stop us from doing it, Just have more trust in us. Just let us play our game. And obviously, if we talk about European Counter-Strike, European female teams, well, they have a lot to show. Like, they already did it during this weekend. There is a lot of progress. Every team, it was a team. It wasn't a mix, like, for example, with an A scene. So the difference between NA and EU, why there are more players, I think it's because we just have, more opportunities. We have more tournaments. We even have this female league, female online league, where players can meet each other, where players can just park every night. They meet each other, they create teams, and then this is how they keep on playing with each other.
Is that the female FPL you're talking about, Vilga?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know it existed. Do you think that actually sometimes things like FPL and women's tournaments just need a bit more promotion so that women can see actually there are ways to start taking things seriously, and then potentially in the future we'll see those women join mixed teams?
Yeah, well, it's like a contradiction question because before, for example, I would say that I'm completely against female, leagues, against this faced female leagues because, like, the stronger opponents we are playing against, the better we become. But at the same time, now I see it all of this, and I understand like we still need these female tournaments, we need these female leagues because without them, I can't even imagine like how many players we would have at all.
Do you think, Potter, there's a case for ever having European and NA players mixing? I mean, I guess it's very difficult because of the time zone difference. And technically, Claudia, I think she's actually based in Europe, but you can claim her as an American. We'll give you that at least. So do you think actually seeing the strongest players from both sides of the Atlantic mixed together could make for a super team?
I hope so, right? I mean, me and Vilga, we attempted it. We tried. We definitely we tried to make that a thing, but I think it's really tricky, right? It's even more tricky finding. It's already tricky enough, right? Like, let's face it, finding 5 talented players and trying to make a formula work, it's already tricky. Those already have its challenges in itself. Then we start talking about getting 5 international women from all across the globe with different backgrounds, different cultures, different everything, and then try to make that work. So it's a whole nother set of challenges. So I think me and Vilga, we definitely experienced that ourselves, but I mean, why not? I mean, why not in the future? That would be incredible. Like just having somebody with a lot of money coming through and just handpicking like the best of the best female players and just making a dream squad. I mean, that would be incredible for sure.
I know it's going slightly off the NAEU topic, but I'm interested, Vilga, in the project you have with Galaxy Racer Esports and how you're incredibly experienced, Claudia's incredibly experienced, and then you have these very talented young players in Anna and 23 who we saw really turning up on some maps. I can't remember who the series was against, but you were on Mirage. I believe it was in that consolidation final. And we suddenly saw something click. But then we saw other moments when perhaps they didn't have the experience. And you spoke about how you were working in communication with Anna. That seems to be quite unique from what I've seen from the team so far. Someone like yourself picking these players and working on that development. Do you think that's something that potentially could embolden and help the female scene grow? If we saw more teams doing that, I should say.
Honestly, I don't regret like gathering this group of people. I know we have a lot of potential. I know these players that maybe haven't shown up this much the last weekend. They have a lot of potential. They have a lot to show, but we just need to be, I guess, more prepared. I know it's like an excuse, but I still think we just need more time. They need more time to fit in the team. We've been playing together since January, so yes, we played together during the Girl Gamer Festival as a team, but still, like, this is not enough. We need more of these stressful games, so we can overcome our nerves because we lost to ourselves. Yeah, I give it to Origin. They played really good. They're very experienced players. They're fearless, they're just giving it. For some of our players, like, it's still a new challenge, some of them haven't even played in the finals before, like 20, for example. We picked them up from randomly. Like, I just saw this raw potential in them, and I just asked, like, do you want to play with us? They still need to learn a lot of things. They still need to be to learn to be patient, to learn how to be in the structured team. And when they can learn it, this is when they will show their truly potential.
Well, hopefully we'll see some fantastic potential from our teams this weekend in the North American competition. And we're going to meet 2 of them very, very soon, because after the break, we're going to be talking about Able Esports White and Dangerous Game. So stick around, and we're soon going to get into the Counter-Strike.